You are sitting at a red light on a rainy Tuesday evening, and a brand new $85,000 luxury SUV pulls up right next to your 8-year-old Honda Civic. For 3 seconds, your brain does that automatic thing where it compares your life to theirs, assuming they have everything completely figured out while you are just scraping by. What you cannot see through those tinted windows is the $1,100 monthly car payment, the high-interest loan balance, and the severe anxiety keeping that driver awake at 2 a.m. Most people spend their entire lives paying thousands of dollars every single month just to convince complete strangers on the street that they are wealthy. In this video, we are going to look at why intentionally looking poor might actually be the single most powerful strategy to build quiet, unstoppable wealth in modern America. My name is Rabby, and on Money with Rabby, we break down the practical psychology behind how real financial freedom actually works. If you want to stop flexing for other people and start building genuine security for yourself, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let's start with a brutal reality about modern American culture that nobody wants to talk about openly. We live in a society that constantly confuses spending money with actually having money. When you see someone wearing a $400 designer jacket, driving a lease, or carrying a brand new iPhone, your brain registers one specific signal: wealth. But economically speaking, that visual signal only proves one single fact beyond any doubt. It proves that their bank account now has $400 less than it did before they walked into that store. Real wealth is the money you do not see. It is the unspent dollars sitting in index funds, the paid-off home, and the cash buffer that lets you sleep peacefully. Now, you might be thinking, Rabby, what is wrong with enjoying nice things if I worked hard to earn my money? I get it completely. There is nothing wrong with quality things. But here is the psychological trap that destroys most middle-class bank accounts. The moment you project wealth outwardly, the world begins tax collecting your lifestyle in subtle ways you do not even notice. Your neighbors expect you to match their lifestyle, service workers quote you higher prices, and your friends organize dinners at places charging $18 per cocktail. You trap yourself in an invisible social contract where lowering your standard of living feels like public failure. This brings us to what I call the invisibility advantage. When you blend in and intentionally look average, something remarkable happens to your psychological stress levels and your wallet. You instantly eliminate the massive, hidden financial tax known as status maintenance. Consider a real example from a viewer named Marcus, who works as an IT manager in Dallas earning about $4,200 a month after taxes. For 3 years, Marcus drove a crisp lease, wore tailored clothes, and spent roughly $650 every month keeping up with his coworkers' weekend habits. He looked prosperous on Instagram, but his actual net worth was $1,400, and a single emergency would have wiped him out completely. One weekend, after getting hit with an unexpected $800 repair bill, he decided to perform an experiment. He downgraded to a reliable 10-year-old Toyota, wore simple plain t-shirts, and stopped trying to impress anyone in his office parking lot. Within 18 months, Marcus redirected that saved lifestyle cash straight into low-cost index funds, building over $14,000 in liquid reserves. He paid cash for his next vacation. And he told me something that stuck with me forever. He said, "It was not the $14,000 that changed my life. It was walking into my boss's office knowing I did not need to tolerate disrespect just to pay a car lease." That is the entire point. Invisibility buys leverage. When nobody knows how much money you have, nobody can use your financial obligations to control your time or choices. Now, you might say, okay Rabby, but doesn't looking successful help you make more professional connections and build career momentum? Fair point. But there is a massive difference between looking clean, capable, and competent versus looking expensive. Competence builds professional trust. Flashy consumerism just signals to smart people that you have poor money management habits. Think about how actual wealth behaves in the real world. The person with $2 million in low-cost Vanguard funds usually wears $20 Target t-shirts and drives a 6-year-old Subaru with a faded bumper sticker. The person with $2,000 in total savings and $18,000 in high-interest credit card debt is usually the one frantic to wear visible brand logos on their chest. When you look poor or average, you gain 3 massive tactical advantages in everyday life. First, you filter out superficial relationships automatically. People who like you when you drive a beat-up car actually like you for who you are. Second, you remove the psychological pressure to upgrade your life every time you receive a raise or a bonus at work. Third, you buy yourself total peace of mind. You can walk into any room without needing validation from a room full of strangers. So how do you actually apply this starting today without feeling like you are punishing yourself? You do it by shifting your definition of flex from what you display to what you possess. A flashy car is a display. 6 months of living expenses sitting quietly in a high-yield savings account earning 4.5% interest is true power. Designer clothes are a display. Owning assets that pay you cash flow every quarter while you sleep is true freedom. Today, pick one area of your life where you are spending money purely for appearance, whether it is a lease, luxury subscriptions, or daily flex habits. Cut that single expense down in the next 24 hours, take that exact cash amount, and set up an automated transfer directly into your brokerage account. Then leave a comment below saying, "Day 1 of silent wealth, and my number is X." Because when you stop paying to look rich, you finally unlock the cash required to actually become rich. Remember that rainy Tuesday at the red light with the $85,000 SUV next to your Honda? Let them have the shiny metal frame and the heavy monthly debt. You take the peace, the leverage, and the real freedom that comes with being invisible.